give the receiver a fair opportunity to catch the ball, and he's saying that he didn't have one.
How long? I mean,
yeah, like what are we talking about? 1, 2. He put 6 hands on it. Hello, world. Welcome to Flag on the Play. I'm the Duke, and as always, with me here is Billy. And it's not a good day. It's not a good Tuesday. If you're a Bengals fan like me, but if you're a Chiefs fan like Billy, it is potentially your day of rest, the 7th day, a holy day, if you will. And with that, Billy, why don't you take it away and just kind of do your victory lap before we get into too much stuff.
Just like us in this next episode, it should be week 5, whatever the hell we're going to call it. We're back, and I don't know if anybody missed it, but so are the Chiefs. Chiefs is still the Chiefs. It's incredible what one player can do to make an absolute difference on your team. And I'm sure we'll get to that once we get to your game there. But yeah, no, it's, it feels great. I haven't been, leading up to the season, pretty excited about football. Suspension comes down. Okay, we'll make it work. And then Worthy goes out, and I just haven't been excited, about football, probably since before last Super Bowl. Before we got our asses handed to us there. So yeah, feeling pretty damn good.
Yeah, I would be if I were you too.
Yeah, I wanted to start this. Obviously, I bought these Oakleys. They've been nothing but bad fucking luck. And
are they Chiefs branded Oakleys?
They are. I don't know shit about superstitions anymore. Okay, can we there we go.
There we go. Very nice.
I don't know shit about superstition. Shout out the Oakley store at the Tanger Outlets 1 or 2. I can't remember, in South Carolina on my vacation a few months ago.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it was buy one, get one half off. And so I got a pair. My brother got a pair. And he's a Dolphins fan. So you can imagine the bad luck that's been kind of running through both of our bones, if you will. So yeah, no. Yeah, they're fine now. I don't know shit about superstitions anymore, and I'm just kind of over it. I just want to enjoy some football, have a good time. What do you know
about writing on the walls?
The writing on the walls is don't discount the Chiefs. I mean, I could say that.
Okay.
Like everybody else, I myself included, wrote them off and said they're done. But the writing was on the wall. You get Worthy back, or she's coming back. We still own a top 5 defense spot in the league. Yeah, writing was always on the walls. Like, we're just inevitable.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of highlights and lowlights from the weekend. Let's just start in Cincinnati. We're going to work backwards today, fellas.
I thought we could do that. That sounds like, we're on the same wavelength. Not timing wise, but we are on the same wavelength.
If anybody's wondering what that slow jab was, I was about an hour late to record this one because I'm just curled up in a field position crying over the season that could have been. Everybody's hopes were high. My hopes were high. We come into the season, we're not looking great, but things are kind of going our way. You need that. If you're a team, our defense was generating turnovers. They looked to be better under Al Golden than they were under Lou Anarumo last year. Obviously, our line was still very suspect, but we were coming out with victories, right? 2-0 start, and We had the absolute blowout in Minnesota, and you're thinking, all right, well, the first full game without Burrow. Browning hasn't had the reps with the first team. Like, everybody's still kind of getting used to each other, whatever. The O line's still struggling. The defense gives up all those. Well, the defense wasn't even really that bad against Minnesota. Their defense just was a better offense than our offense. And, you're thinking the same Bengals story as every year. It's going to take like 3 or 4 weeks to get our offense going, and then when it's going, it's going to be an unstoppable machine. And it turns out that um, without Joe Burrow, and I can't stress this enough, he was literally the kickstand that was propping the entire team up. Um, I like Jake Browning. He looked like a dude in the past when he filled in for Joey B. That could potentially come in and fill this role that we have right now, where if Joe gets injured, he can kind of keep us 500 until Joe comes back. I don't think that's the case. I don't think it's all on Jake Browning. But he's just not the guy that we need. Listen, our roster might be the worst constructed roster of all the time, all time, balance wise. If you look at the fact that we have so much offensive skill position talent, um, and then no talent almost anywhere else, like literally nowhere else. Our defensive backs, the Geno Stone, DJ Ivy are potentially playing the best out of all of them, and they're like average to below average DBs. Everybody else is trash. Cam Taylor Britt couldn't, cover his kids with insurance. Um, our offensive line is just dreadful. I mean, they went out and got Orlando Brown Jr., 2 years ago or a year, whatever it was, a year ago. Um, he's progressively looking worse. I mean, he's getting beat on almost every play if you go back and watch the tape. I mean, Denver had a play, uh, second or third down play. They rushed three guys. We had five linemen in. Um, yeah, five linemen, a tight end. They rushed three. We had four guys block like the nose tackle or the DT on the interior line, and then they took one on ones on the outside. The two, I guess that's the tackles are on the outside. The tackles the guard on the outside.
On the outside, it's a tackle.
Okay, yeah. So the left tackle and right tackle, or I'm sorry, the left tackle and the tight end took the edge rushers, and both lost terribly. So we had really six guys. We had six guys to block three guys, um, and two of those three guys got home to the quarterback in under 2 seconds. So the defensive line, don't get me started. I mean, I think it's fine. I don't like Trey Hendrickson. Um, he's a good player. He's just not worth all the drama that he was worth. And if he's worth anything, if we could trade him to get like a couple of middling veterans, just people who are better than we have now, that would be great. We don't. We just need starters. We're fielding a bunch of backups as starters. It's far and away we most Sundays we're going to have the two best receivers and the best quarterback on the field 99% of the time. And then it's arguable if we're playing the Chiefs or if we're the quarterback portion is arguable if you're playing the Chiefs, the Bills, the Ravens, and then the wide receiver thing is arguable if you're playing the Vikings and you think Justin Jefferson's better than Jamar Chase or something like that. But in general, we're fielding the best players at those positions, which are crucial positions. Um, and everyone else is they wouldn't even be rostered on other teams at this point. I don't think it doesn't seem like. I mean, it just and the front office doing nothing about it. The season's over for sure. If I would, if I'm first of all, I don't want to be Zach Taylor because he's a bum and he needs to be fired immediately. That whole staff needs to be cleared out. They need to bring in new GM, new coaching staff. That's besides the point. But if I'm in control there, I'm maybe probably benching Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Shamar Stewart's not going to return this year, even though he just has like an ankle sprain and he should return soon. You think he's been out 2 weeks. But he's not playing again this year. Joe Burrow's not coming back this year. I'm basically taking all of the players that are worth anything to the franchise. I'm benching them for the season because it's over. And I mean, pretty much everyone else who's not on a 3+ year contract is getting cut at the end of the season. I mean, I am cleaning house. In particularly the offensive line. I would bring in 5 new guys. And I don't really care how you have to get there, like how you have to do it. I know that it's not really practical, like trade, draft, pick up free agents, but I'm not retaining any of them. Not a single one of them. Maybe the guys you brought in this year to be backups like Reisner or something, to still be a backup, not to start. But anybody who's been there for 2 years, you are out of a job. The team we have too much offensive firepower to not be scoring points. To put up 3 points against Denver, like I'm not saying Denver doesn't have a good defense. Their defense is good, but 3 points with what are we spending $500 million on offense right now?
Yeah, I think I also saw a stat too that said, or at least I heard it. I didn't get a chance to watch this game, but I think the stat was at least for the first half and maybe quite a bit, sort of, except for the one field goal from McPherson. I don't know how you guys got to the 26 there or whatever that is. It's a 26-yard field goal. But there was a stat, like, other than that, you guys didn't even make it past the 50-yard line.
Yeah, and listen, there's a pass interference call involved on that play. We had all the momentum. I will say that I will put some of this on the refs. There was bad officiating early in the game that took our momentum away. So we had momentum coming off that first drive, and they call on a play that we're not running a play, and the defense clearly jumps off sides, and the offensive line does their little like, oh hey, get the encroachment call, get the 5 yards. They call a false start instead of encroachment. That was nonsense. Another play that I didn't agree with was the fucking fair catch interference play. I'm sure that you've seen the replay of that. Everyone probably should have at this point. Have you?
I don't think I have. I think I heard about it though.
Okay, hold on. I wanna show you this. And
is this the one where the guy muffs the ball and then you guys knock it out of his hand, kind of thing?
Yeah, knock it out of his hand is not even the case. Hold on. We might have to cut a minute or so of this out because I'm sending you this video. You need to watch it right now.
Okay.
So this guy, I'm going to share my screen to you. Let me just make sure that you can see.
Yep.
All right. Look at what happens here. Fair catch interference right there.
Yeah, I don't know the legal standpoint on it. I don't know why I use the term legal. I mean, I guess that's a term in NFL.
Here's the thing is the ref, the rules official, whoever the fucking bum they have in the booth is, they're stringing along this week. They're going to call one of the best to ever do it, one of the best to ever officiate, even though they're not in the league and don't have a job right now officiating. So, but they're the best ever. Because they're getting paid more by ESPN definitely to fucking be in the booth. It doesn't matter. I mean, these guys are fucking clowns. And Troy Aikman and Joe Buck, they're also clowns. Sometimes Troy Aikman will call a good game, but potentially like people like them. They're fucking mad. Anybody who says that they have a good broadcast didn't grow up in the 2000s watching like actual good broadcasters like Summerall, Madden, Al Michaels on Sunday night when he was a little bit younger. Al Michaels is in like the dementia part of his career where he just tells
Yeah.
stories the entire night,
Yeah.
which is fine. He's an absolute legend, first ballot Hall of Famer Al Michaels. But him in his younger days, I mean, incredible. And if you come in and you listen to these fucking clowns after experiencing that in your childhood, I mean, I don't want to hear anybody say any announcers today are good. John Gruden was the best thing we had, and they ruined it for him. All right. ESPN should have paid him $1 billion to never quit Monday Night Football. Anyhow,
Yeah.
let's watch this back.
But
So look, what he said. So what the rules official said was that you have to give him a fair opportunity to catch the ball, which is nuts because this guy doesn't come in, he doesn't hit him or anything. He gets up in his face like every single gunner does on a fair catch for every single team, just gets up in their face and tries to make them bobble the ball. This guy bobbles the ball 5 times and then pushes it with his body into the Bengals gunner, like with no control. He just bobbles it into his body and is using his body as like a backboard
yeah.
to hold the ball. And somehow that's the Bengals guy's fault. That's nonsense. I mean, that's 1 opportunity, 2 opportunities, 3.
Yeah, your guy doesn't move forward, and then he just doesn't get it. So, as far as I understand the rules interpretation, once you muff it, it's a fair ball at that point. No.
Yeah. So what they're saying is, or what the, I know you can't hear the audio. What the rules official says is you have to give the receiver a fair opportunity to catch the ball, and he's saying that he didn't have one. He's saying that
how long? How long? I mean,
yeah, like what are we talking about? 1, 2. He put 6 hands on it.
yeah. So what
A
was
reasonable
the,
opportunity. I'm sorry, reasonable. So they called it fair catch interference.
what was the score at this point? Do you know by chance when did this take place? In the game?
It might have it is 14-3 maybe. It was either 14-3 or 21-3.
Okay. I mean, you guys got an opportunity to make it a game, and we understand. If you don't understand this and you're a football fan, then you're not a football fan. But momentum is huge in the NFL, and once you get into a rhythm, and once you get that momentum on your side, it's hard to stop. And right there, I kind of look back to. We never got a rhythm in the Super Bowl as the Chiefs against the Eagles this last go around. But when we played against Tampa a few years ago, when Tom Brady was leading Tampa, we made plays. I mean, our offensive line was non-existent that entire game, but we made plays. And time after time after time, they kept getting these bullshit pass interference calls, and I just didn't see it. They weren't there. And after you do that so much time, it defeats the team and the momentum's gone. Any momentum you thought you had is gone. Is this the other play here?
Yeah, so why can't I make this big? This pissed me off.
That's fine. I can see with that. Let me see here.
Okay.
Do that one again. All right, so your guy jumps offside. No, that's a penalty automatically. Jake Browning's smiling because he know it's a penalty.
Nope. They
called this false start.
They called it a false start on the center.
Center didn't do anything. Run the play back again.
So they said that Ted Karras right there on the inside. I wish I could just fucking go back and forth in this. Hold on. They're saying that the movement of, if you look at Ted Karras's head, they're saying him looking up towards the defensive line to do his job is a false start.
I see centers do that literally every single play.
So yeah, if we just focus in right there on where that yellow line is, they're saying when he picks his head up, they're saying that was a false start.
Yeah, it's fucking defeating when you have a game that
this was on, I believe this was on 4th down too. It was on like 4th and 2.
Yeah, when you have a game that you're really
and you'll
trying,
see that the Bengals were up 3-0 at this point.
Up 3-0, so they're trying to keep this drive alive and keep the momentum going. And when you have that and you're defeated, especially by referees, I mean, it's there's no coming back from that.
Yeah, and
I don't know with your team though. Like who is your? So we have no faith in the OC right now. We're a little happier with the DC. I mean, what are your thoughts on both of those?
uh, I
Zach Taylor needs to get fired. I'm with you on that one.
yeah, for sure.
His time is gone. There's 3 coaches in your entire division, and possibly a fourth, depending on how the rest of the season goes. The whole AFC North needs to be cleaned out of their head coaches.
Okay,
In
yeah.
my
So
opinion.
Dan Pitcher is our offensive coordinator, who's formerly the quarterback's coach. He's been with the team for like 10 years or something like that, some ridiculous amount of time. He needs to be fired. He's been with the team too long. This is the problem with the organization. Is the same thing when Marvin Lewis was in power. It's like they don't get rid of anyone. They're afraid to fire people because they don't want
Right.
to pay new people to come in. Zach Taylor needs to be fired. Dan Pitcher needs to be fired. He's been with the team too long. James Casey, the tight end coach, fired. They don't block well. Justin Hill, the running back coach, fired. Chase Brown looks like shit. We run blocking scheme is terrible. Fucking I don't care about the like quarterbacks coach or Mike McCarthy, the one of the O line coaches, Scott Peters, the O line coach they brought in. You're both fired. Like it's the worst O line I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking bad.
I mean,
yeah, I mean,
Al Golden, this is his first season. I think that the defense looks marginally better than they did last year. I'm fine with Al Golden.
You guys still had to take away in that game too. You guys at least one. I see Burrow threw a pick here.
Browning.
He only threw, or I'm sorry, Bo Nix.
Oh yeah, Bo Nix. Yeah, it was on a.
Bo Nix throws a pick.
Listen,
he only threw for 2 touchdowns, but he did have 326 yards.
Yeah, the defense looks marginally better. They can't hold up over long periods of time. I think that's a talent problem more than it is a coaching problem.
Yeah.
I think the coaching has gotten better. I'm fine with Al Golden. I'm fine with, Mike Hodges is our linebacker coach. Logan Wilson, Knight Jr., the new kid they got in there. He's good. They're good. Charles Brooks, something like that, is our secondary like DB coach. He's fired. He's out of there. I mean, it's just not great. Yeah, I mean, they all just need to go. And then special teams is fine. I don't really care about that too much. Yeah,
so I had
all those guys need to be gotten rid of.
I don't disagree with you, but I want to put a little like thought on it though. So I had a conversation. I'm trying to think, probably multiple people. So the same thoughts as in Baltimore, right? Harbs is a Hall of Fame coach. He's got at least a ring, if not 2. I think it's just 1 ring for him. He's put together some great teams. But at this point, like his time has come up. It's the same with Andy Reid when he was in Philly. Nothing but good teams, lots of wins, NFC championships, just almost getting to that promised land and getting that ring in Philly. But the time just came up. And
yeah. Hey, listen, Zach Taylor too, like he doesn't have that kind of resume. I think if the Ravens get rid of John Harbaugh, if I'm the Bengals, I go out and get him, because I think that's part of the problem now is they have too many like people who are trying to be fucking mega mind in the building and trying to like outsmart everybody. Listen, hire a coordinator to do the coordinator's job, call the plays. You need a John Harbaugh in there. That's a player's coach. I mean, the team is obviously like they look very disconnected. They need somebody to come in there and unify them. They don't need another fucking guy who's going to come in there and be some sort of like X's and O's prodigy that they're trying to be. That's not what the team needs at this point. Some teams do need that. If a team's got a lot of attitude and they need like discipline and organization, I think that's what you have with like the Dallas Cowboys, for example. Like you got rid of a guy who was more of a unifier, more of a player's guy, and you bring in the X's and O's guy, and he, and he kind of reconstructs everything or whatever, and that works out. But we have the opposite problem, whereas we have too many people who are too technical about every single like little motion and play and want to be too controlling. We need a guy to just come in there and unify the team and bring the chemistry.
Yeah, for you guys have kind of been through the coordinators and stuff like that. So is Baltimore. My fear with like somebody with like Harbaugh in Baltimore is I mean, you're a quarter of the way through Lamar Jackson's career, right? And you're close to a quarter of the way through Burrow's career, and then you kind of just uproot the head coach. Your situation a little more different, I think, because outside of the one Super Bowl appearance, there's been no good movement on that side of the field there. Again, like as you said, offensive line has been terrible the entire time.
But you do have
Burrow
to
can't
shake
stay
things up.
healthy
So
because of it.
I think that the argument to be made here is like, you have places like Cleveland or Jacksonville where they're like, they have no continuity because they fire and hire coaches every single year. In Baltimore, Cincinnati, it really, outside of Cleveland, the entire AFC North has the opposite problem where the Steelers, the Bengals, the Ravens, they don't fire coaches. They don't
Yeah.
coaches leave on their own or they just don't leave. So we really have the opposite problem where we've had enough continuity, and I think the point is proven that Zach Taylor and the boys, they're not getting it done. He's reached his ceiling. His ceiling was a flash in the pot Super Bowl run. And
so who takes over that team? Like not naming specifics, but like who would want that job? Because it's very clear that front office itself, the owners of this team, don't want to pay the players if they need to pay.
Yeah, that's a good question. Here's the thing that I would say if I was going to pitch the Bengals. I mean, you have a career quarterback. You have, you have top 3 offensive potential. You have pass rushers who can get to the ball. You have good linebacking core. You just gotta so really you're coming into a place where like maybe the hardest couple of positions to find, like a stout, tough receiver, a speedy, quick guy who gives you the over the top thing. He's signed long term. We have a big receiver that can go up high point the ball. He's signed long term. You have your absolute stud quarterback with all the talent in the world. He's signed long term. And none of these people. Here's the other thing: is they don't have attitude problems either. The biggest stars on the team aren't distractions off the field. Like you don't hear about like Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Joe Burrow off the field too much, unless it's them getting their fucking house broken into.
Robbed.
Yeah, but you're not hearing like they're not distractions. They seem like they're in really good leadership roles. They have chemistry together. So if you're a head coach, you don't have to go out and find those things. All you have to do is kind of scrap together an offensive line that can give Joe Burrow 2.5 seconds to throw the ball and some defensive backs that can cover a little bit so that your pass rushers can get home. And you just need to bring the chemistry. You got to bring the guy, you got to unite the guys. But I think it's one of the better outside of the organization from a player standpoint. If you're a coach and you're looking at a team and you're looking at the key positions on that team, I think the Bengals is a place that you would like to go. And then you get to go in the draft, and you don't have like let's talk about this because I don't think it's going to happen in the middle of the season. I've not known that to happen with the Bengals ever. Obviously, in my entire life, they've only had 2 coaches. But going into the draft, going into the draft, you don't have like the pressure of having to draft a quarterback or a like star running back or something like that. Like you can get in there, you can dig in and you can find, the Georgia lineman, the Wisconsin lineman, some speedy like back from TCU or something like DBs like from LSU or something. You don't have the pressure of trying to find that like superstar, like every single New York Jets coach who comes in and has to draft like a young Sam Darnold who wasn't really ready, or Mark Sanchez or Geno. Like you don't have that kind of pressure put on you.
Yeah.
And I think that is an upside to the job. That being said, the front office, I don't know how they are to deal with for coaches. I haven't heard anything from that standpoint. But it doesn't seem like they get involved too much in like personnel decisions. They just contractual disputes. So I don't know that it would be all that bad.
So best case scenario here for you, what would you prefer? Do you want to go ahead and just run the rest of the season? I mean, you already talked about benching your best players, stuff like that. Are we not looking to try to get a quarterback, or let's hope for a good draft and some coach firings at the end of the season?
Well, here's the thing about going and getting a quarterback. I mean, the only reason to do that is if you were still trying to win games. At this point, I'm trying to get a high draft pick.
Yeah. No, I feel
So
you. I mean, up until, again, the one player that we seem to be missing on my team, until that player reached the field, I was kind of with you. Like, it sucks. And that's terrible to think of, like, during a healthy Mahomes season, a revenge tour, so to speak, when you're just defeated like that and you're missing some of those key pieces that you could probably draft. Why not? And I think some of these teams, I don't know how the Patriots did it. I still don't. Even living in the middle of the Chiefs dynasty, as we're calling it, I don't know how the Patriots sustained for so long.
they cared. Everybody from the ownership down to the players gave a shit.
It's true.
That,
Yeah.
that's really a problem. I think that at least with the Bengals organization, there's a lot of people seem like they're looking out for themselves and their own legacies, and they're not bought in on the franchise and on the team.
Yeah, I could see the issues with Trey. Like, he wanted a bag, and it was like, I assume, I really know how those talks went, but I would assume it's like, well, we're not giving you the bag. We're going to give you a bag, but not the bag. Can't you just take a bag? Because
Here's
we
the
do
thing
want to
is,
build
like,
around this team, and you're on the last leg of your career.
yeah, and it's on their terms, right? Like, players are so entitled now, not that they shouldn't be, but almost to like like I think a little bit over entitled, to where not only did he want the money, but he wanted it on his terms, right? So like it it first came out that it leaked out that it was like a term thing, like they didn't want to give him a long-term deal. Then they offered him a 3-year deal, and he didn't want to take the 3-year deal because it wasn't enough guaranteed money, right? So he's not betting on himself. I mean, players need to bet on themselves sometimes to do this, especially when you're 30 years old in the NFL. I mean,
Yeah.
that's ancient. I mean, Jesus Christ. And then he ends up signing a 1-year extension for the money, like for a large dollar amount. I mean,
Oh, that's right.
it seems very shady. At least, like, intention wise. Like, I don't know if it's a good PR move or whatever, but also, like, it's not good on Mike Brown. Like, handle it out of the press. Like, you guys need to bring this out of the sphere of, like, eyeballs, and handle it behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I'm sure that these disputes happen all over the place, but we need to get to them early, address them early, and just hammer it the fuck out when it does happen. Or you need to do so. You need to trade him away. You can't. I think that taking that long to sign him and then signing him with the 1-year extension or whatever, I think that almost hurts the credibility of your staff in the players' eyes, because it's basically like you were like, no, I'm going to show you who's boss. And then at the end, you were like, all right, you can have it, you can have it, you can have it. It's like, at that point, I'm just like, I'm trading him away for like a 7th round pick or something. I don't even fucking know, dude. Like, but you can't, at that point, you can't keep him. You can't pout and like throw a temper tantrum, have a little shit fit, and then cave at the very end.
Right. Yeah, and it doesn't look good from here. You guys got Lions, Packers, and Pitt coming up. So
yeah, I said we need to be 500 coming out of that, and then we get to an easier part of the schedule, and it looks like we're gonna be 2 games under 500. That's why I'm saying wrap up the season. I mean, unless there's some sort of miracle that can be performed over the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, at this point, we're recording on a Tuesday. Even if you got a quarterback, that motherfucker's not starting. So you lose to the Lions. Maybe
if they were starting, they would die in the first 10 snaps of the game. So
it's at this point too, you got to look at what quarterback wants to come there. Because a quarterback could still be like, I mean, come there and just not fucking give a shit, not even care to learn. But it is unfortunate, because at the end of the day, as you said, you guys have all of these pieces there, and it's not clicking. People need to be let go, and it's a hope and a prayer that the organization makes some drastic changes. Dolphins Jets. Another game. So I was streaming last night, some video games, so I couldn't watch games because the computer detected that I was streaming, so it assumed I was going to stream the game. Biggest takeaway out of this: somehow McDaniel holds onto his job, and Tyreek Hill's career's over with. I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how Tyreek Hill would ever recover from this and be able to come back into the league. I don't know that any team would want him to at this point. I don't know who would pay him.
Yeah, my brother's a Dolphins fan and says, so y'all still want Tyreek? I was like, nah, I think we're good. We're chilling. But
I think that this is a net positive for the Dolphins though, because I really like Malik Washington, and they've been getting him in some like some random like sets, like jet sweeps, like reverses, stuff like that. I think it'll be time for a young player to kind of come in and shine, maybe get a change of pace.
if anything, see what the rest of that team can do for whether it's McDaniel that somehow gets to keep his job or the next coach to come in and go, this is the team I've got to work with, and I'm excited to come and coach. Because Tyreek Hill wasn't going to be, I mean, he's fast as fuck. He's an elite receiver when he can get the ball in his hands, but I mean, his time's coming up too. He's getting older. He's been around for a while, and that it's unfortunate for him. I hate to see that for him. Obviously, being a longtime Chief, but that team was stale too. And sometimes it's good to get some young guys some reps and see what the future of that team holds.
Yeah, I mean, once again, you have like a young core group of very skilled players. I think Tua's holding them back to a degree. I think that the system's holding them back to a degree. So I think there's a couple layers of issues. I think Mike McDaniel's going to do enough to keep his job throughout this whole season, and he'll get fired after the last game of the year. He might not even make it to the press conference.
Yeah.
I don't think he survives the off season, but I think that he might be able to scrape together enough to survive the regular season.
Yeah.
Plus, like if you're the Dolphins, just one last point.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Plus, we literally just got talking. We got done talking about it. But if you're the Dolphins front office, like, why don't you just want a good draft pick at this point?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you need a quarterback because the one that's there is not it. Packers Cowboys. Did you watch this game? I watched part of it and then passed out.
It was nuts, dude.
So
I watched the whole thing. Luckily, for me, I say luckily, but I had some fantasy stake in it. I was playing a guy who had Jordan Love on his fantasy team, and I had Matthew Golden I have Matthew Golden on my fantasy team. So Matthew Golden's usage is incredibly low. The Packers are really fumbling the bag on that, given a lot too much attention to Romeo Doubs and those other shitty receivers that they have on there. But that's not super important.
It's because he's easy to see. He's got a giant fucking helmet on. He's very easy to see.
Yeah, it's nuts, dude. It was a good game to watch. It seemed like it seemed like it was the case that like the offenses were impossible to stop in this game. What would you expect from from Micah Parsons' return to Dallas? Dude, just a fucking tie.
Fucking
absolute no winner. They're gonna have to settle it in the playoffs, dude.
How do you feel about ties? Because I think it's coming up a little more. We don't see a lot of ties in the NFL, but I think it was brought up on Pat McAfee's show or one of the fucking football shows. Why do we still have ties in the NFL?
Here's the thing.
What is this?
I think they need to go to college rules, dude.
I'm 100%. I've been saying it for multiple years now.
Yeah, I think the college, the NCAA has the right idea with.
I love it.
With what they're doing. I don't know if are they called CFB or the NCAA? Like I don't know that it's still the NCAA.
I have no clue.
Anyhow,
fucking NIL.
Yeah, college football is doing it right, where you just give them the ball at the 20-yard line and like, hey,
shoot out,
score, don't score, and then you just keep going.
Because you would think, like, I think people's first thought process with that is you get the ball on the 20, right? And you get some of these like high-powered offenses. We could see a fucking 35 fucking quarter overtime, but that's not the case. You look at Kansas City.
Might only take 10 minutes.
It might. You look at let's take Kansas City for example. Kansas City as high-powered. We saw this last week, super high-powered, but even with all the weapons on the field, they struggle in the red zone. So like the defense on the other side could stop them. You give the opportunities for the Eagles to get their little fucking fall start push going. You know, there's so many different ways that could go, and then it makes teams focus on that a little. I love the college. I watched like a fucking quadruple sudden death overtime, and it was the most entertaining thing I've ever seen. It was like 5 years ago. I think it was like Penn State versus somebody. I was like, this is. It's two teams that weren't even close to being ranked.
They had one
and
this
it was
weekend.
one of the best games I've ever watched.
I forget which game it was, but I was watching it. They had one this weekend that had like 2 or 3 overtimes.
It's electric. It's so awesome. I think it needs to go. Yeah, in that game, though, just to kind of put it out there, Josh Jacobs destroyed my fantasy team because I was playing against him. Didn't like seeing that when I woke up Monday morning. Who else? George Pickens goes off. He's sitting on my bench because I picked Shakir over him, which, to be fair, maybe the scores could have evened out, but no, he's still 30-something points. Was happy to see Dak finally throw when it comes to fantasy terms. Yeah, interesting game. 40-40, and we end in a tie. Nobody wins.
Yeah,
It's
I
kind of
don't think
insane.
a tie should be possible. Just because it fucks up the rest of the, like, when it gets to playoff seeding time and then it's like tie, like, you still didn't win. You didn't win the game.
I think I also saw a stat that with 80 points on the board or both teams scoring more than 40 or whatever, the NFL is like 100, 0, and now 1. Or like 100, 1, or something like that. Like, as far as like a winner, I forget what it is, but it's an absolute anomaly that there's 40 points from each team and nobody won the fucking game.
Yeah, I mean, my key takeaways from this, other than Josh Jacobs is the Packers are too distributive with their receivers. They don't have a true number one that's going to bite them in the ass.
It's been like that for a few years.
Yeah, I mean, they were able to do it with Rodgers one time and be, Super Bowl champions. But even then, he had a clear number one receiver. Excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, if Love got a clear number one, I think it would be detrimental to the rest of the NFC if he could just get somebody that he can trust every single down that's my guy.
Yeah.
And if he's not open, I've got my backup over here.
Yeah, big takeaways for the Cowboys is that George Pickens is still he's a dude, and he is obviously a lot better off in Dallas than he was in Pittsburgh, and I don't know what the difference is because it doesn't seem like I guess it's different. Maybe he gets more targets. I don't.
He's got a quarterback.
I don't think that he does. Maybe he just gets along better. Maybe there's some weird relationships with people in Pittsburgh.
How long has he been in the league?
It's got to be what is third year? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Third or fourth.
So
year.
he's had no quarterback, and then not only has he had no quarterback, but we've seen time and time again a change of pace could change your entire career.
Yeah, but he's also just not like he used to like fight people after every single play that he was on the field.
Frustration, something. I don't know. I didn't watch a whole lot of Pittsburgh's games.
Also, Javonte Williams was. I mean, I can't believe Denver let him go. He looks like he's just fine. They didn't need to do anything there, but that's fine. Dallas has a good looking offense. Their defense is terrible.
Yeah, if Dallas can just clean up their defense, Dallas could also be. And Packers clearly need to get back to Week 1 defense. But Dallas could be a force to reckon with as well. I think the NFC is shaping up that there are definitely some teams that can and will finally knock out the Eagles. The Eagles are one of the last remaining undefeated teams. It's them and the Bills. And both of those teams are absolutely beatable, and I love that for NFL fans.
Speaking of which, dude, not really speaking of which, but just something I was thinking about because we keep talking about bad defenses. Not a bad defense, but just talking about defenses, the Steelers defense, dude, do they have the entirety of the 2021 Kansas City Chiefs secondary?
I don't think they have anybody from Kansas City Chiefs, do they?
Yeah, they have Thornhill or whatever his name is.
Oh, is Juan Thornhill over there now?
Yeah, and there was someone else.
Because I know Jalen Ramsey, he's bounced around a bit. Let's see, depth chart. Let's take a look here. Quarterbacks. So we got Joey Porter Jr., Brandon Eccles, James Pierre. Safeties, Deshaun Elliott, Chuck Clark. Juan Thorhill as the other safety, Miles Killebrew, and Jalen Ramsey. That's the only ones I see.
Oh, dude. I don't know why. Maybe it was just Thornhill was in a lot of plays, but when I was watching
Thornhill, I actually miss. I like Thornhill a lot.
When I was watching that Vikings Steelers game, I kept thinking like it seems like there's a lot of Chiefs players on the Steelers, but I guess it's just one.
I find it also fucking insane. Just like now that we're kind of on Pittsburgh real quick, this defense should be so much better than it is. I mean, you have an incredible defensive front. Not the best in football, but it's really, really fucking good. You've got people like Darius Slay and Peyton Wilson, Alex Highsmith even looks good as these linebackers. Patrick Queen as a linebacker. Cole Holcomb, who was not terrible when he played for the Redskins or whatever the fuck they're called. Not terrible. And then you got a legacy in Joey Porter Jr. You got Jalen Ramsey. You got Juan Thornhill. Why are they so bad?
I don't know, dude, but I will say that I do wish that we had their defense.
Yeah. Fuck, I'd take this. I feel like we're a top 5 defense. We're about to get there, but I feel like we're a top 5, and I would not be mad with this defense right here. It's insane. But speaking of which, we alluded to it obviously at the beginning of the episode. I won't take up the next hour talking about it, but
no, you should. You absolutely should.
Ravens.
There's not a whole lot else to talk about this weekend. Talk about it.
That's true. Ravens looked abysmal. I'm fully aware that they had defensive injuries. They had a few coming into the game, like Van Noy, who's 150 years old, and some other guys that they're missing. Matabike out for the season. Outside of that, the rest of those guys got injured playing against us. And honestly, having Worthy back made all the difference in the world. He takes a lot of pressure off some of the other guys, as well as just being a fucking dog that can get open. And we haven't had that in a long time. We saw it towards the end of last
Xavier
season.
Worthy, you mean?
What did I say?
Juan Thornhill.
No, I didn't say. I said Worthy.
Are you sure?
Did I say Thornhill?
I thought I heard you say Thornhill. I could be wrong.
Either way, Xavier Worthy, 100%. He had I think I saw he had 120 yards on the day, just coming back off of a dislocated fucking shoulder. Travis Kelce ate a little bit. Juju ate a little bit. Tyquan Thornton, who, is a fucking reject from the Patriots. Another guy, it shows you put him in a different system, he could be a different player.
What do you mean? He's been good for a couple of weeks now. Don't say.
Oh, he has. Well, he was a reject from the Patriots, but for us, he's been pretty good. But now he still gets eat. He was 2 targets, 1 catch, 1 touchdown for him. 12 total yards, I think. But for me, we established a bit of a run game. Mahomes didn't have to completely put the team on his shoulder, but there was, I could be wrong, but I'm almost 100% certain, 4th week in a row, Mahomes put his shoulder to somebody. Love to fucking see it, but he didn't have to do it all fucking game. And it's something I haven't seen. This is our highest scoring game since 2023, like October of 2023. So it's been almost 2 years since we came even close to this. And I fear for any of the AFC opponents and anybody we have after Rashee Rice gets back. It's a breath of fresh air. It looks good. I was kind of I thought I was dreaming it, to be honest with you. I was like, there's no way that just getting Worthy back is making this much of a difference. And it absolutely did. And then on top of that, our defense was absolutely stout. We haven't in 30 games allowed a 100-yard rusher. I think it is 30 games in a row. I could be wrong on that stat, but it's a lot of games in a row. We haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher. We shut Derrick Henry down. He doesn't even come back into the game. They just say, we're just going to roll with Justice Hill, the only fucking guy that scored a touchdown, because I don't count the end, because nobody counted the end when Kansas City scored 25 points on the Eagles. We're not counting the end in garbage time for the Ravens. They scored 1 touchdown. They got a good one on us. Justice Hill up the center. He scores. Outside of that, we were beating them so bad on the defensive front that Lamar decided I'm tapping out, and then said he's got to take a break for a few weeks, claiming hamstring. That motherfucker was not hurt. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. He had a better chance of saying, I got to go poop again in the locker room, because he looked terrible. He looked frustrated. We're blitzing like 50% of the time out there. I'm excited. We have a really, really good test coming up in the Lions. We play next Monday night. And if we come out with a convincing victory, nobody's going to ever hear the end of it. I don't know how we do that game. I can't say that I'm confident that we'll win. I think we're going to be competitive. The Bengals the Lions have had our number the last like 3 matchups. However long MCDC's been there, I don't think we've beat them, which is kind of insane. Like, they've been a pretty good team with them, but we have not been able to beat them. We had them opening night a few weeks ago, or a few years ago, after the last Super Bowl victory we got, or 2 victories ago, and we did not look good. Now that's opening week, so that says something, but we struggle against the Lions, and I'm very, very interested to see what happens. And then I think we have the Raiders after that, if I'm not mistaken. No, I'm sorry. We have the Jags coming up on Monday night. I think we could beat the Jags, quite honestly. What are your thoughts on that? I know the Jags are this weird dark horse team out there, but I think we take Duval and shove him into the ground.
I think that is a game that Kansas City should win. I'm rooting for the Jaguars just because I like an underdog story. And I like the Jaguars in general. Not like them, but like I've always had like a thing. Like, they have cool colors, they have a cool logo, they have a cool name.
Yeah, it's just a random jungle cat that we're going to hopefully take out.
And they're usually dog shit. You know what I mean? Like, any team that's normally like really bad is just like you want to pull for them when they are good. Like, I was big on the Bortles train when what was it, 2018? They made that run or whatever it was.
Yeah. So then the week after that is Lions and then the Raiders. The Raiders is the game we get Rashee Rice back. So the goal is, to me, to remain this happy, beat the Jags, be convincing about it, and at least be competitive against the Lions. Whether we win or lose, it is a Sunday night game. We get a little bit of a sort of a break. It's not like, we got a Monday night game against the Jags. It's not necessarily a full short week. It's still a short week for us. But we remain healthy. We beat the Jags. We are competitive against the Lions, who right now, I think, in my opinion, are the front runners of the NFC. Even though the Eagles are undefeated, I think they're just an absolutely beatable team, and I don't think they look good. And then we get Rashee Rice, hopefully to
wait. You don't think the Rams? I think the Rams.
I think the Rams and
beat the Colts. The Colts, we both kind of proclaimed was like a top 3 team in the league basically last week.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only problem with the Rams, right? If the Rams can do that, they are essentially, it's probably them and the Lions as a top dog in the NFC. The problem is the Rams are one of the most inconsistent teams out there. 1 week Stafford is an absolute god and showing, hey, I know I'm 48 years old, but I can still sling this ball. And then the next week he pretends like he doesn't know how to play football anymore.
I don't know, dude. They're 3-1. I don't know that there's been that much inconsistency there.
We'll once we get there, we can take a look. We're just a few games away from that, but they do beat the Colts. But I think the Lions, Rams, and then you have to include Eagles because they're undefeated, are your top 3 teams in the NFC right now. And the other teams look incredibly fucking weak. Packers are obviously right there. Cowboys after the other night, if they could just fucking fix a few things on defense, they're right there. We'll see what Washington looks like when they get back Jaden Daniels. The NFC, again, could be pretty damn good this year and actually competitive. But it remains to be seen, these last couple of years. I don't give a fuck if the Eagles won or not. I don't know what the hell happened in that Super Bowl. But anyways, I digress. No, I'm happy. If we can split these next 2 games, get Rashee back, come in with a healthy team, and be competitive, at least in that Lions game. We should beat the Jags, be competitive in Lions. If it's a 3-point game at the end of the day, they just outplayed us like they have been. They're kind of like our NFC fucking Bills right now, even though we don't play them as often. They're our kryptonite on that side, or the Eagles for that matter. The Eagles are also our kryptonite lately. So, yeah, I'm fucking ecstatic. And then just to sneak this one in here, I'm just like perusing Facebook Sunday night, getting ready for this Cowboys Packers game, and I see our boy wins, dude. How the fuck did that happen? Let's just take a break on football real quick. Our boy wins the race on Sunday.
It was.
I mean, I looked. There was 6 laps left, and he was 6th. I was like, okay, well, decent finish, but holy shit, what a finish!
You probably got to start watching, dude.
Clearly, he's a contender now.
Never wasn't.
Well, it's been a rough.
Yeah, Wells right.
Been a rough couple years.
That's fast.
But no, that was great. Love to see that. So it was a good weekend. Oklahoma had a bye week, so I didn't have to worry about college. Somehow we got ranked up even more. Even though our
because
quarterback is down.
because Georgia took a fat L. And there's some other things that happened. Where were we at? Did I get to say my piece on the Chiefs game?
I don't know if you said anything about it. You just kind of played off of me there.
I mean,
feel free.
Just letting you, dude. Yeah. I'm so happy that the Ravens are getting dirt napped every game this year. I hope they continue to lose. I hope they are fighting for a wild card spot at the end of the season. The only bad thing is I also just absolutely loathe the Steelers, and they're probably going to win our division now.
Yeah, if Ravens don't fix their shit, they're I don't think they're even, as of right now, they are not a wild card team.
They're still a game. They're a game and a half back of the Bengals, and they're 2 or 2.5 games back of Pittsburgh at this point because Pittsburgh won. Yeah, I think the Ravens are in real trouble here. They're in a real pile of shit, and I think if they don't win this year, I don't know that you keep this team together. I don't know if you keep Derrick Henry and that group together. I think you pretty much, like DeAndre Hopkins, he's got to be on the end of his rope. Like, you're going to let some of these guys who are just very situational players go, and I think that you really have to look at trying to find like another, a star wide receiver that's not named, Zay Flowers. Not that, he's a very good wide receiver, but you need somebody opposite him. You might want to get a little bit younger at running back or something. Like, I don't know. I'm not saying Derrick Henry's over the hill or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, at this point, like, this team is getting a little bit. It seems like we've seen the same team for the last 5 years. I know Derrick Henry's only been there for 2, but it just seems like the same team year after year after year, and the same result year after year after year. They're going to have to shake something up at some point. As for the Chiefs, I mean, they couldn't have looked better. Not only did Xavier Worthy come back and have 5 receptions for 80 yards or whatever it was, he had a couple of rushes and like a good amount of rushing yards. So he's taking hits with that shoulder, not just, it's not just for nothing. He's putting himself in situations where he can get kind of blown up, which tells me that he has confidence in the shoulder and his body. So it doesn't seem like it's like a lingering issue. I mean, he was able to play like a lot of snaps during the game. The only thing that I'm worried about is not only the share, the snap count, or the snap share, play share, whatever you want to call it, for the running backs. Pacheco and Kareem Hunt, between the two of them, neither one of them have looked particularly good at all at any point this season. I think you've seen some more flashes from Hunt than you have Pacheco too, which is kind of scary considering Pacheco is supposed to be like the ace in the hole, and Kareem Hunt was just brought back to be like a change of pace, like bruiser back. But I'm a little bit worried about that. They need to find a way to get the running game going, but I think that, with Worthy back, Kelsey, they have a little bit of this is what I imagine the Packers would look like if they had like a number 1 receiver, is kind of like what the Chiefs look like. Sorry to like cut you off, I'm almost done here, but
you're fine.
Kelsey, Hollywood Brown, Juju, Tyquan Thornton, Noah Gray will get some snaps in there. Like, they have a good amount of distribution across a lot of guys, but they're going to Kelsey and Worthy at the end of the day when it comes time, and they have a significant amount of targets in comparison to the rest of those guys. Yeah, I think that's what you need, and I think the offense runs better that way. And obviously, your defense played very well. And I mean, I never really thought that the Chiefs were gone, but this is what we were talking about momentum earlier. I think it's a big momentum builder for Kansas City, and I think that if you're playing Kansas City in the next 3 or 4 games, you now have to reconsider. You're playing a completely different team than what was on the field week 1 too, right? So
Yep.
this is going to be a or 1, 2, 3, I guess this is week 4, right? So it's going to be a completely different team. So you need to go back. You need to look at the Ravens film, and you can pretty much throw everything else out at this point because it's just a completely different team than it was the first couple weeks of the season. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna just say that Isaiah Pacheco looked much better this last week. I don't think stats are really showing like, obviously he's not rushing for 100 yards or anything like that. I don't even know if he broke 50 to be honest with you, but I don't think Mahomes was our leading rusher. But with that in mind too, our third down back, Brashard Smith, who's a rookie, I like him a lot, and I would like to see more of him. There was a couple plays he was involved in, and I would like to see more of him because he's got speed, which Kareem and Isaiah Pacheco do not. They are definitely the bruisers. Kareem brought in not only to help with that load, but also during the injury of Pacheco last year. Pacheco, I don't know what happened. I mean, ever since the injury he came back, he's just not the same. I also don't know if it is a speed thing where our line is just not accustomed to blocking for that power style anymore. Like they're just not wanting to be there. I mean, we do have a new left side. The right side has been the same. And then the center as well. But I think putting speed back there versus power is what can change our run game. But if we can establish any kind of run game and get 70 to 80 yards without Patrick Mahomes, I think it's going to open up, and it did this last game. It's going to open up so much more for us down the field, and we saw that with Worthy with some of those big time plays. We just have to keep it going. So
Hey,
that's my only thing on that.
and if I'm the Bengals, I'm putting in a call to the Chiefs, and I'm saying, hey, we have this guy Chase Brown over here. He's a pretty good back, but we can't block for him. So what are we looking at here? What can we get in return?
Yeah. Yeah. So happy. We'll see what happens. Monday night game for us. We'll see how I am on Tuesday because we should beat the Jags.
Games, just real quick, just want to go over some games that I don't think we need to talk about at all. Patriots trounce the Panthers. Texans destroy the Titans. Saints.
Yeah, Cam Ward's a bum, by the way. Just to kind of put that out there.
It's not looking
kind of
great
called
for
that. He doesn't even look good in his press conferences. His quote, I believe, was something along the lines of, "I'm gonna keep it a buck, we ass." So like, I don't know that that's what I want in my quarterback. Let's take some accountability on yourself. He was a sluggish player in college. I know people were high on him. He's obviously #1 draft pick. I saw sluggish plays, and I would assume, because what a fucking boring ass game to watch, I assume it's the same in the NFL. And his press conference told me everything I need to know.
Yep. Bills beat the Saints. Lions kill the Browns.
Can we talk about the Bills Saints just real quick?
What do you need to talk about there?
Saints had me hoping, and there was a good chance Saints could have won this game. They shot themselves. They had the opportunity to win the game, which is why I say the Bills are a beatable team. They looked kind of ass against the Saints until towards the very end, and the scoreboard says they were phenomenal. They weren't. They were not good most of that game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say it's the MO of the Bills. It's very Bills style to
That's true. That's true. I don't disagree with that.
just let you beat yourself. They're very good at doing that, and they can capitalize on opportunities. It's just kind of the kind of style of football they play. The Bears beat the Raiders
Happy about that.
25-24, dude. I don't know that I'm happy about that.
Well, I'm happy about it because fuck the Raiders. Caleb Williams still does not look great, but luckily for them, Geno Smith does not either. Ashton Genty, though, 138 yards on the ground. That's something to be reckoned with on that side.
Yeah, but was that just the Bears giving them that and taking away everything else? It's the old NBA argument. Like, we won't let. I don't know, dude. Gino he needs to retire.
Yep, I agree. Hey, but I'm good with it. 'Cause, again, fuck the Raiders.
Rams Colts, dude. We both thought Colts. I like the Rams a lot coming into the season. Obviously, we talked about this multiple times. I just, I thought the Colts had all the opportunity in the world to just kind of show everybody that they're not a fluke team. And I mean, they put up a fight in this game, but it was a tough one for Danny Dimes. I mean, he had some plays that he did make, but there was a lot of there's a lot left out there on the field. A lot of things I think could have gone better for the Colts.
Yeah, I mean, I'd still think the Colts are one of the top dogs in the AFC. Danny Dimes did struggle a little bit, but yeah, we just got to talk real quick. Adonai Mitchell fumbles in the end zone, or before the end zone, rather. That's a walk-in touchdown that he fucked up on. Now we're looking at a 27-27 game, or vice versa. I don't know. It ended up being a touchback. Puka is an absolute dog. Matthew Stafford had a fucking day. So I think, this is kind of where I'm at too with some of these top three teams in each side. This is a potential Super Bowl, matchup right here. Both of these teams look good, and Danny Dimes cleaned up a couple things, and Adonai Mitchell hold that ball all the way.
Isn't it Adonai Mitchell?
I thought it was Adonai. Is it Adonai? I don't know how to say his fucking name. Mr. Mitchell.
It's Adonai, dude.
Let's hold that ball all the way to the tunnel, huh? Let's just not drop it. Welcome back to your coach after you step over that line.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's happened too many times. You know what I mean? For it to not be like, if I'm a coach in the NFL, if I'm a head coach, I'm saying if you are playing loose with the ball around the goal line like that, and even if you don't lose it, but if you're just being kind of an idiot with the ball, I'm imposing a team fine, like 50 grand or something that hurts, like $50,000.
It's gotta hurt. Yeah, I agree,
because he took the game away from them. And reports were that he took ownership in a team meeting, but you can't go back. You can't go get the win back. That's an L on the record.
But they're single-handedly. I mean, they got to be running away with this division, right? I know the Texans finally fucking do something.
No, dude, the
Jags are playing. Jags are playing bad teams, so we want to talk about the Jags. Look, that's, to me, this game is a Super Bowl matchup potentially. Two juggernaut teams currently 4 weeks into the season. The Jags beat a bad team. Brock Purdy's not all the way back. He throws 2 interceptions. Trevor Lawrence throws 1 touchdown. Travis Etienne runs for 1 touchdown. They're just not a good team.
Their defense is really good, dude. Don't underrate it.
That seems to be the saving grace. Defense does look good from what I hear. I'm not watching the Jaguars. The first time I'm going to get to watch the Jaguars is Monday night when the Chiefs fucking let them know we also own Duval.
Okay, I just want to let you know that is literally the next game that the Jaguars play. So you can't say I'm not watching the Jaguars and then watch the very next game they play. Wait till after Monday to start talking shit, dude.
I haven't watched any Jaguars games up to this point.
I think the Jaguars are one of the more interesting teams to watch because there's a lot of volatility there. If they get some of their weapons rolling, the way that their defense is playing, if their offense can click a little bit, and
a lot of ifs, but you're beating bad teams right now. You know what I mean? You're beating dog shit Panthers. You lose to the Bengals, who I'm pretty sure did not have Joey B. Right?
Well,
Joey B went down week 1.
No, he went down in that game, but they were winning when he went down.
Right. So, and which is why you got excited about Browning, right? So
I got excited about Browning from previous.
Prior. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
And seeing what you see there, that spark is sometimes what you need. But they lose to the Bengals without Joey B.
Mm-hmm.
And then you beat a Texas team who has not looked good until this week because they got to play Cam Ward. And then you beat a absolute fucking decimated team in the 49ers. There's nobody left. There's Christian McCaffrey. He has stolen all the life from everybody else. There's nobody left on the 49ers.
Okay, but that 49ers team also beat the Seahawks and the Cardinals, who are both, above.
Who I think are also both dog shit teams.
Yeah, but they're above 500 teams, right? So, you can't.
That's cool. For 4 weeks into the season, I think they're going to be below 500 at the end of the season.
Maybe. I don't know, dude. I think they got momentum rolling. Sometimes you just need to get rolling, and it doesn't matter who you run into.
We did talk about it. Momentum is a big thing. Yeah,
We'll see what happens, dude.
I don't see the Jags. Either way, Colts take that division. They're running away with it. Like I said, where were we? Because we were talking about that, and I was like, I'm gonna move on because we're going to talk about a different game.
We can go to the Eagles.
I think that's it.
You want to go to the Eagles?
Yeah. Let's see, Eagles.
I don't have a lot to say about this.
Game.
I wanted the Bucks to win. I expected
wanted
them to win.
Same.
The Eagles run that stupid illegal formation offsides play, and you know what's crazy is they run the fake, and still none of the penalties get called.
Yeah, I think Bucks, if I'm not mistaken, there were some plays that they probably want back, if I remember correctly. Baker's still a dog. Jalen's finally throwing some touchdowns. Still not getting A.J. Brown involved, though. So, A.J., I know you're not listening, but here's my hope. You give Kansas City a call, or go to the fucking Ravens. Maybe give them some hope. Not for you.
He had zero. Did he have 0 catches in this game?
I don't see it. A.J. Brown,
two receptions
for 7 yards.
Oh, that's got
Devontae Smith, 2 for 29. Goddard and Barkley had more. So this is why I don't have faith in that team. They have the weapons. The Eagles absolutely have the winning recipe to go and be the most dominant team in the NFL, and they don't know how to use their weapons. They got a dumbass fucking for a coach. They're out of one of the worst states in the entire world. Like it's just bad news bears up there, but it sucks for the Bucks. But again, 2 juggernauts in it. Honestly, the more we look at this, NFC is kind of fucking loaded, and the NFC is going to get real interesting coming down to the wire and into the playoffs. And I think some teams that probably should be in the playoffs, maybe like a Bucks, maybe like a Rams even. Now, Rams will probably win that division. Maybe the 49ers who just start.
The Rams are technically in 3rd in that division right now somehow.
Really?
Yeah, the 49ers are still in 1st and the Seahawks in 2nd.
Okay. Well, let's look at those teams. Like, one of them's not making it. And maybe it could be the Rams. Maybe some bad luck falls their way. I don't know. NFC is going to get real interesting, but I hate seeing the Eagles win. I think this was their game to finally lose. They've been just kind of skating by, and they kind of did it again this week too.
Yeah.
Giants Chargers. Let's talk about your boy.
Listen, do you remember last week when I told you that I really wanted to pick the Giants to win this game? I had a feeling, dude.
I'm obviously ecstatic because now after the ass whooping we handed the Ravens, we're only a game and a half behind the Chargers now. We could easily fix that by beating them later this season. Very happy to see the Chargers. Anybody in my division, I'm very happy to see lose at any given point in the season. I was really hoping that somehow you guys would handle the Broncos and all 3 teams would lose.
Yeah, me too.
But that didn't happen. But let's talk about Dart. He plays a full game. It was a very defensive heavy game all throughout, except unless your name is Omarion Hampton or Quentin Johnson for that matter. 13 for 20, 111 yards, 1 touchdown. What did he rush for? Because I know he had some rushing. I know he had a rushing touchdown.
Yeah, if you look at the receiving stats for the Giants in this game, it doesn't make any sense how they scored 21 points.
Yeah. Because Scatterboo rushes for 79. Dart did rush for 54. Somebody said it. I can't remember who. Somebody said that Jackson Dart could be the Giants. What the fuck's his name? The Giants, Jalen Hurts. He can get it done on his feet. He can get it done in the air. Unfortunately for him, though, he does lose his number 1 receiver, and Malik Neighbors, which is unfortunate. But I know people were excited about him. Just to finish this, and then you'll have a rebuttal, I'm sure. I know people were excited to see him. The fans are excited. I'm fucking ecstatic that they beat the Chargers. But he didn't look that great to me, and we'll just see what happens from here on out. He doesn't turn over the ball, though. That's good.
Hasn't yet. It's his first game, so.
Yes, but his first game out, even though he only threw for 111 yards, he still doesn't turn over the ball. It has some good rushes. There's something there for sure. And I think if you're a New York Giants fan, you're pretty fucking happy about your future right now.
Yeah, so I can see where
Scatterbo.
I can see where you draw the similarity, not you necessarily, but just people in general would draw the similarity to the Eagles, because if you look at the game, they had 119 overall passing yards, 111 from Dart. There was one pass by Russell Wilson. I don't know. I didn't watch the game, didn't see it, but I'm assuming it was some.
He came in for one. Yeah, he came in
some
for the one
gadget play bullshit.
Yeah.
It's looking like closer to like 150, 160 rushing yards. So their rushing game is far superseding their passing game. They're playing that way would mean that you're going to have to win games. You got to dominate time of possession, and you have to keep the scores relatively low. So like under the 28 point mark. And that's how they're going to win games. They're not going to win shootouts. And I think that's going to be the kind of team that they're going to have to be with Jackson Dart. They're going to have to be a tight
and without Malik Neighbors at that.
They're going to have to be a time of possession, limit big plays, lower scoring team. Obviously, it's yet to be proven if Scatterbo and Dart and them boys can be that type of team, but they did a pretty good job of it against one of the better teams in the leagues this week. So we'll see moving forward, but there's some promise there. If you're the Chargers, you have to forget this one. You have to just move on. It was one game. You got to
keep it on your mind. Keep it on your mind as long as possible.
You got to put it in the back of your head and just move forward. I mean,
you just lost to the 0-3 Giants. Drops your first loss of the game. Could have been a trap game for them, a little bit of a trap, and Jackson Dart comes in, and there's no film on him whatsoever except for college. So, congrats to the Giants. Congrats to Jackson Dart on your first win.
Yeah, and here's another opportunity for me to rub a little crow in everyone's face. I was also high on the Atlanta Falcons before the season, and hey, they're coming out. They've had one bust game, but other than that, 2-2, not too bad. Defeated the Washington
team looked good.
Commanders.
Bijan is Bijan. Drake London looked good. And the Commanders didn't look terrible either. I think under Marcus Mariota, they don't look bad. Deebo Samuel had a day. He fucking cooked me in fantasy, which I'm looking at these stats. I might need a recount on those scores, but
I think the big thing
is McLaurin out. McLaurin's out right now, right? What's going on with McLaurin? Because if you're going to get your boy back in Jaden Daniels, like I feel like you also need McLaurin there. They signed somebody else 9 hours ago. It says.
Who'd they sign?
That's a good question. Fucking Yahoo Sports wants me to click on their goddamn thing. It just says 1,000-yard receiver amid the Terry McLaurin. What is 1,000 yards over the last fucking 10 years? Never mind.
Yeah, maybe, dude.
This isn't a real fucking thing. It's a real article, but it's not a real signing. It's Robbie Chosen. I didn't even know he was still in the NFL.
They signed him?
That's what I'm showing.
That can't be real.
Wash Commanders receivers. See Robbie Chosen. I don't know what's going on with McLaurin, and I hope he can get back, because that's I don't know if I've said it before. There's no way I didn't, but okay, he signed to the practice squad. He was signed to the practice squad, so there's a chance he could play. I don't see why, but I've never liked the Commanders because, I moved to Maryland and that's all I hear about. And I always was confused because you had Baltimore there the whole time. That was actually, I guess Commanders at the time were at FedEx, but still your real Maryland team is the Ravens. And I just got kind of tired of it. I hated this team, but it's fun to see. And I really hope McLaurin and Jaden Daniels can get back and make this team fun to watch again. And right now they're not looking too bad again either. But 2-2 sitting in that division. You got the Eagles leading it. Fucking Cowboys could turn their shit on at any point. The Giants may fucking go on a run with Jackson Dart here. So this division could get to where I think people thought it was going to be pretty quickly here over the next couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing I want to just drive home about the Falcons is I think a lot of their success is coming from the fact that their players are performing, right? It's more than just Bijan this year. You have Drake London getting involved. Kyle Pitts is having an up season, which I think is huge for them.
Oh, yeah, he hasn't been there his entire career pretty much.
Yeah. So like
doing something.
To be getting all around production, they do have Tyler Algier, who's in the backup running back spot, who is able to, put some good averages on the board. Listen, I called the Falcons winning the division before the season, and I still think that they have a decent shot at it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Decent shot. Still gotta go through Baker Mayfield though. At the end of the day, Baker's a dog.
Oh my God. All right, dude. I've been crying so much about the Bengals. Let's get to this week's picks and wrap this shit up.
Yeah. Did we talk about these other couple games here? Yeah, Seahawks. Yeah, these games were shit. Just real quick.
Yeah, NFL, these games were shit. They were.
They were shit, and even more shit. NFL, we've got to start fucking making teams make decisions before fucking game time, especially when we have a Sunday morning fucking football game. We're going to do a game time decision at 8 a.m. on Jaylen Warren, who is one of my only 2 running backs I fucking drafted that are actually fucking alive in this league. And Jaylen Warren doesn't play. Completely fucks me on fantasy. Appreciate that. Let's sort that shit out and start finding these teams because it's costing us fucking fantasy money. Moving on to this week, though. 49ers at Rams. 49ers... Rams, are a 5.5 point favorite over under 46.5.
Or you know what I guess we can do first real quick, Billy, is let's go over last week's picks.
Okay, you got them?
I do have them. Yeah. So we had Seattle to Arizona. I'm not going to go through all the over-unders, but we both took Seattle. So
yeah, let's start from week 4. We'll keep a tally and see at the end of the year where we're at.
Yeah, dude.
So we're both 1-0 so far.
Yep. 1-1. Minnesota versus Pittsburgh. You had Pitt. Unfortunate for me. I had Minnesota, so that's going to be a 0 for me. Philly at the Bucks. We both had the Bucks, so that's a 0-0. Saints versus Bills. I took the Saints at 16.5. How much did they lose by?
31
dude, I get
19.
the point for that. So, you took the Bills, and they did not win by 16.5. So that's a win for me, a loss for you. So we've evened the score up. Browns at Lions. We both had the Lions, so that's a tie. Tennessee versus Houston. We both had Houston. Chargers versus Giants. You had the Chargers. I had the Giants.
I'll take that L proudly.
Take that L proudly. Commies at Falcons. We both picked the Commies. Fuck, dude.
Wow.
As high as I have been on the Falcons, how did I not pick them? Panthers at Pats. We did both pick the Pats. Where are we looking at here? We both had the Colts, unfortunately. No Rams believers in the chat. Jags at Niners. Somehow we both took the Jags.
Yeah, Niners are fucking.
I think I convinced you to take the Jags. I'm going to take credit for that. We both also had the Chiefs. I had the Raiders. You did pick the Bears.
Nice. Yeah, fuck the Raiders. Cowboys Packers. I mean, it's a tie, so
yeah, we're just gonna count that as a loss.
It's a wash.
Jets and Dolphins. You had the.
I had to have chosen the Jets on that one.
We both picked the Jets somehow.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, because that's probably what should have happened, especially when Tyreek goes down the way he goes.
That's nuts, dude. And Bengals Broncos, you won that because I'm a homer.
Yeah, yep. Which is fair.
So
Which is fair. Fair,
so
fair, fair.
through 1 week, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You are 9 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 and 7. And I am 1, 2,
You muted
3,
yourself, by the
4,
way. So if you are
5.
talking, I can't hear you.
Undo some stuff. You are 9 and 7, and I am 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to be 8 and 8. So I'm one game back. Unfortunate.
Close.
Unfortunate for me. But it is close, and it's only our first week doing it. So let's go through this week's games.
Yeah, so we got 49ers at Rams. Rams are a 5.5 point favorite.
All right. I'm going to type this as you say it. So
Okay. I got Rams. And it's a 46.5 point game. I mean, it's a divisional game. It's 23 points a team, roughly. I can see this being under. I don't know if we're counting that, but I'm going to say it regardless.
yeah, I'm also going to go with the Rams, and I'll take the over.
Mute yourself again. So if you're talking, I can't hear you.
Jesus God.
You got M as your mute or something?
No, dude, it's 9. And the 49ers. I'm also taking the Rams, and I'm going to take the over.
Okay. We got Vikings at Browns. Vikings are the 3.5 point favorite. Does JJ McCarthy come back this game?
I don't know, but do we think that it matters?
No, you're right. I don't even know why I'm looking because we'll get the Wentz experience regardless. Yeah, going to take the Vikings. Yeah. And over under is 35.5.
35.
Dude, I can see this shit going under though. It's low. Neither one of these teams not a fucking score.
I'm going to take the Browns, and I would take over.
Okay. A little reverse psychology there. Texans at Ravens. Texans favored by a 1.5. Lamar Jackson is expected to miss a couple of weeks off of the phantom hamstring. We sent him to week 7.
Yeah, who's their backup?
Cooper Kush.
Cooper Kush. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Texans. They're starting to heat up. They're going to be coming off of a pretty moral victory. The Ravens defense is decimated. Their offense is decimated. I'm going to take the Texans, and it's going to be a close one. I'm going to take the over on this. I still think the two teams could score. Either defenses.
What's the over under for this one?
40.5.
I'll take the under. I'm also taking the Texans.
Okay. Giants at Saints. The Saints are favored by a 1.5, over under 41.5. Fuck. I mean, after the performance the Saints put up, I'm going to take those New York Football Giants. They're going to be riding on a high. I think they're going to win this game, and I think the score could go over 41.5.
I'm going to take the Saints, and I'm taking the over as well.
Okay. Dolphins at Carolina. Dolphins are favored by a 1.5, over under 44.5. Yeah, I'll take Dolphins and the over on this one.
Wait, who are they playing?
Panthers.
I
don't think this hits the over, but I'm gonna take it anyways. Maybe they'll make it interesting for me.
Yeah, I'm taking the Fins as well. I don't know why. I can't see the. No, I can't see the Panthers winning that
Panthers have shown life, but it ain't there.
Yeah, it's tough. I take the over. I think both the teams can put up points.
Yep. Raiders at Colts. Colts favored by 6.5. Over under 47.5. I take the over and I take the Colts in this one.
I think this one does go under. I think these teams have good defenses, but I'm obviously taking the Colts. I don't think the Raiders can hang with their stuff.
No. Broncos at Philly. Philly favored by 4.5 with an over under at 43.5. I could see this one going under. And I'm going to take Philly in this. Even though I don't want them to win, I do want them to win. Philly, go ahead and get that 5-0 for me, big dogs.
Yeah, I'm taking Philly too, just because I despise the Broncos, and for no other reason. Otherwise, I'd normally go for the underdog here and just vote against Philly, but God, I
Yeah.
hate the fucking Broncos.
Same. Cowboys at Jets. Cowboys only favored by 2.5, probably because of the abysmal defense. Over under at 47.5. I take the Cowboys, and I see this fucking game going over.
Yeah, I mean,
Cowboys could
I
probably
can't think of
points themselves.
I'm trying to make some sort of excuse to take the Jets, and I just can't. Cowboys.
Nope. Next game, Titans at Cardinals. Cardinals are favored by 8.5. Over under at 41.5. I take the Cards and the under.
41.5.
Yeah, these teams don't know how to score points.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Cards too. Take the under as well. It's tough.
Tampa at Seattle. This is an interesting one. Seattle is actually favored by 3. Over under 44.5. I think this hits over, and I'm going to take the Bucks. My dog Baker ain't going to lose 2 games in a row this year.
Yeah, that's kind of it's kind of crazy that the Seahawks are favored. I guess just because they're at home, but I am also taking the Bucks, and I'm taking whatever the over is, dude. They're gonna fucking score for the points.
I agree. Yeah, I mean Seattle does have a real threat at home, but fuck them. Washington is going to Los Angeles at 426. The Chargers are favored by 2.5. Again, I don't know what's up with Scary Terry or Jaden Daniels. I assume Jaden Daniels is back. Did I say the over under 48.5 for this one?
That's so high.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the commies on this one, and I'm gonna take the under.
I can't. I got to take the Chargers, dude. I just don't see them losing. I'd like to believe in Washington, but there's no reason to. I'm taking the Chargers, and I'm taking the over, and I'm taking the over for. I'll just say this: I'm taking the over because I think the Chargers might hang 50 on them.
Let's chill out with that. The Lions at Bengals. Lions are favored by 10.5. Over under 48.5.
I mean, the line should probably be like 24 points at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna unless something drastically changes, I'll definitely take the Lions, and I still could see this going over just with the Bengals defense.
I am once again.
That might go under because if you guys drop another 3, are we thinking the Lions are gonna drop fucking 50 fucking points? I'll take the over. I'm still gonna take the over in the Lions.
I'm going to take the Bengals, and I'll take the under because it has to be under if we're going to win the game. And you just have to believe that there's going to be some sort of like game where they put some sort of fight up. And
if Zach Taylor wants to shot, I mean, you said it's not going to happen because you've never seen it happen. But I mean, it's hard against the Lions. Yeah. You guys lost to like the Saints in the fashion that you lost. Oh shit, I don't know. Anyways, fuck it. All right, you got Bengals. I got the Lions.
Yeah, I can't not take my boys.
No,
here.
I agree with you. We could be outmatched.
Pats at Bills.
Pats at Bills. Bills favored by 8.5. Over under 50.5. Holy shit. Fuck it. Take the over, and I'm taking the Pats. Fuck the Bills.
All right. I will take the under and the Bills.
Okay. Chiefs and Jags, little Monday night special. This caps it off. Yeah, Chiefs are favored by just 3. Yeah, fuck it. They're gonna win by fucking 2 touchdowns down there in fucking hot Naval. And I'm gonna take the overs. Chiefs are gonna drop fucking 40 on over unders 46.5 on this one.
I'm gonna take the under, and I'm taking the Jags.
Okay.
And let me
Well,
just say that
you had an opportunity to kind of bring the scores even closer, but you just fucked up on that one.
All right, cool. I will say that I'm happy that there's not a Monday night doubleheader this week. Those are fucking stupid.
Agreed.
However, I will also say that holy shit, why can't we just start the game at 7:30? The 8:15 start time is dumb.
Also agree, except I got soccer practice with the little girl on Monday nights. And we don't even get home till about 7:30, so I'm kind of good with this for this week. After that, yeah, let's fucking bump
Hey,
this
she
shit
could
to
miss one
7:30.
practice.
Actually, she can't. I'm gonna be the only coach there. So
You're
my
a
other
coach?
coach is. I am a coach. Yeah.
What kind of drills are these guys running?
Oh man, we're fucking running suicides all day, baby. These kids are fucking dog tired by the time they get home. No, I'm actually the assistant, but the head coach is out. He actually works in a similar fashion that we do, and he's on some kind of travel this week. So, yeah, I got to be there. So, it is unfortunate, but hey, we'll get through that. Get home, get these kids cleaned up, get some good food in us, and hopefully watch a banger of a Chiefs game, just fucking rolling that momentum through. Good week of football. I didn't see too much going on in college. Anything to talk about there? Anything stick out to you?
Alabama beat Georgia. I think that's the only thing that I care about. LSU lost as well, but I think
Florida State sucks. Is that still that week? Yeah, Florida State sucks. Somebody almost died.
Indiana might be one of the better teams in the country, but
yeah, who'd you say? Georgia Tech? What team were you talking about before?
Georgia.
Oh, Alabama beats Georgia. Ooh, wow.
Yeah, no, Georgia Tech beat Wake Forest. That's what I was saying. Alabama beat Georgia.
Who's number one right now? Damn, LSU dropped a bunch.
Oh, Virginia beat Florida State. That was a big game.
Yeah, that was a big game, and then they pretty sure people got trampled after that.
The receiver who missed the final catch, it looked like he got murdered.
Yeah.
They got to stop that, dude. They can't storm the field like that.
I see Ohio's still number one. Okay. Yeah, Oklahoma got a nice little bye week. I think we got a tough game coming up. How about Syracuse?
LSU went from number 3 to number 13, and Ole Miss went from like 17 to 4. I think that's the biggest swing.
Again, I don't understand how they rank this shit. It's kind of fucking stupid if you ask me. We got our easy one, Kent State, coming up.
I just want to also point out that Mississippi State was favored against Tennessee, even though Tennessee was ranked. I think Mississippi State was ranked too, just ranked much lower. Fucking dumb, dude. We're going to have to talk about that every week about how stupid college football rankings are. Penn State lost to
really
Oregon.
Heat up when we
Penn
get to
State,
college.
the fucking number, what were they, number 2, number 4?
I think they were 2 or 3. Yeah. Holy shit.
Crazy, dude.
Oregon's got dumb uniforms too. Was this the week that they wore those all blackout uniforms in that game?
I don't know, but I'll tell you what somebody's got to do something about these fucking color rush, whatever they want to call them, Monday night alternate uniforms. The Miami Marlins fucking Miami Dolphins uniforms were abysmal looking.
It is the AFC East and the NFC West that got it this year. Our teams will get these different uniforms in a couple of years, I think. It is, as far as I know, it's confirmed that all teams will get them, but it was a rollout of just those 2 divisions this year.
What, MLB uniforms?
Were they MLB style? I know Miami looked like the Marlins, but yeah, I thought that was like the Cardinals got the one that looked like the tortilla.
Oh, the Cardinals did have a weird looking one. They got one that looked weird. I don't know what.
Yeah,
that
was, their. It's like some sort of I don't think it's fan design, but it's some sort of design. These uniforms and those 2 divisions got it. So Buffalo's like a whiteout. I mean, you guys got an alternate.
Yeah, we have a whiteout. We have the original whiteout alternate. All right, and it's fucking tight. However,
I just want Kansas City. I want to keep the history there, and I love that we've never really changed our fucking uniform like the Packers kind of thing. We changed our emblem once we moved to Kansas City, but that's it. But I wouldn't mind cool uniforms, you
know? Do you guys have an inverse uniform? Like
nope.
Where your colors are palette swapped? That might be cool.
The only thing we run is, I just don't. We got yellow. I'm not a big fan of yellow.
I don't
The
know,
only
dude.
thing we'll run is we did the color rush, back when it was cool, like what fucking 8 years ago when color rush was big. We ran all red, but our jerseys were still the same, still the yellow and white stripe, just red pants with the red jersey. I don't know. It'd be cool to see a different uniform.
I don't know what the Chiefs could do with their uniforms to make them cool.
Black and red, dude. Black it or I mean, we can white it out, but like like Bills kind of makes sense. Even you guys kind of make sense. I think the black stripe with the white uniform looks cool. The Bills are literally a snow state. It snows like fucking 50% of the games, so they're gonna have the ultimate advantage in those uniforms. But for us, I mean, it's just black uniform. I would think. I feel like this alternate, all the teams are done. It's just not rolling out. But I could be wrong. But I think like a blacked out like jersey with the red and shit, just like
I don't know, dude. Because then you kind of
there's a picture I'm seeing here. It looks like the Commanders though.
Yeah, that's literally what I was about to say. Is you're getting to look like the Commanders, and that's not great.
Yeah,
This is a cool concept for a jersey. Here, let me copy this image and paste it to you. I don't mind this too much. I think I would like this. This kind of looks a little bit throwbacky. I'm putting it in Podnet.
I could work with that.
I'm
not a big fan of the number font, but I also like it at the same time. It's weird.
I mean, you could change the number font, but I like just the yellow numbers, yellow shoulder pads is kind of cool with the red everything else.
There's a helmet I'm seeing that's an all red yellow face mask with, instead of white on the Kansas City Arrowhead, it's yellow in there too. That's kind of sick. All yellow helmet, but then I feel like we're starting to look like a high school fucking football team. I don't know.
Yeah, I know this one just looks like kind of like classic, like almost like
Yeah.
Madden create a team type.
I don't hate it. It would be cool to get something different.
It definitely is, but you got to be careful. You can't go too different because then you just get too far into the fucking.
No, because then we're not the same team anymore.
All right, man. Well, it's going to be a good week of football. Appreciate everybody listening. Tune in next time for a little bit more up tempo episode from yours truly. Just kind of defeating, and now I have no expectations for the rest of the season, so my dreams can't get crushed twice.
That is true. Or you could be ecstatic. I mean, you pull out a win against the Lions this week. Holy shit!
Yeah, that'd be kind of crazy, dude. All right, do you want to sign us off, Billy?
Sure. Hey, thank you everybody for watching. Chiefs are back. Let's hope for some good fucking football games this week. And until next time, we'll see you later. I'm Billy the Beard, whatever. We got
what?
Yep.
Yep.
The Duke. All right. Goodbye.
Signing off. Bye.